Hey guys, what's up? We're back with some more WarFrame action, and today we're going to be talking about Limbo. Now, I'm going to be splitting this into two parts simply because of the thumbnail. There's no real reason to split this video otherwise, but there's no way of putting those two thumbnails together, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, what are we talking about today? We are talking about two builds. We're going to be talking about this first one here called the Attack Mode Limbo build. Attack mode, of course, because this is the Dark Magician, and the Dark Magician is normally played in attack mode. Very rarely would you ever play him in defense mode, except maybe through magical hats or some stupid crap like that. So, Stasis, Cataclysm, Shoot, Rift, and now we are doing a lot of damage. Oh, that's a lot of damage. I seem to have gotten everyone. Let's see. Wait, who's here? Oh. Okay, cool. Ooh, nearly dead. Damn, I was hoping that would actually do more damage. Okay, dead. All of them, gone. Excellent. Okie dokie, let's have a look at the build itself. So, the attack mode build is as follows. Voila. Now, you may be wondering, I thought with Limbo you might like to have a lot more power duration than that. There is a reason, I'll get right to it. So, the main thing about this build is to do as much damage as possible in as little time as possible to as many people as possible. And in order to do so, we are going to increase our weapon damage by as much as possible using Rift Torrent. So how does Rift Torrent work? Rift Torrent is an additive mod, like it stacks additively with your weapons damage mods. So, in other words, with our Scourge, which I am calling the Staff of Armadillo for very, very good reasons, eventually when we can finally change those names, but Rift Torrent works like a Serration. So when I pressed Rift Torrent, or rather when I pressed 3 to get my Rift Surge on, you may have noticed on the top right hand corner it said something like plus 900% damage. That meant I essentially had a Serration that did 900% extra damage. Bing bong! That's fantastic. It's why I could kill everything so fast. Like, oh yeah, give me the damage. And then you will notice that because its damage scales with every enemy affected by Rift Surge at the time in the Rift, as enemies died, my Rift Torrent's ability, effectiveness rather, went down. So towards the end it started to take more shots from my Staff of Armadillo rather to kill enemies, but at the start, oh, I could kill those bombards like that. So yeah, that's the big difference right there. Now, otherwise I am just trying to get as much damage as possible without breaking everything, such as efficiency or duration, because whilst I don't need as much duration, as this build is generally really, really good for things like extermination missions where you don't actually need that much duration on your Cataclysm or your Stasis, because by the time they expire, everything inside it should be dead, right? Instead, I am just going for 140% just to keep everything balanced, right? The only thing that is, of course, deviated from that is the range, because the more range, the better, I say. So that's the reason behind that. Yeah, right. And another thing that's really important is growing power. That's why at the start of this video, during the demonstration, you may have heard me say Stasis into Cataclysm into Shooting into Rift Surge, because we want to get that growing power going so we have even more damage on our Rift Torrent, because Rift Torrent, of course, is affected by power strafe. So let's bring out the calculator real quick. So right now it has an extra 30% extra damage for every enemy hit. Right, with 140% power strength, we are talking about 1.39 times 30, so that's now an extra 41.7% damage for every enemy affected by the rift. So obviously you just multiply it by however enemies you get, and that's how you get your serration with that extra damage. Now, if we also add that 25%, then it's actually 1.39 plus 0.25, because I'm too lazy to do the math, times... So then it turns up to 49.2% extra damage. Now you may be thinking, oh, that's not a lot of damage, but when you multiply that by like 20 people, that's an extra 140% damage, roughly, something like that. So yeah, really, really good damage to be had by everyone, basically. So I suppose, for comparison, if I had used my Piranha Prime earlier in that demonstration, I probably would have wasted everyone really, really quickly, and I would have gotten that double ghost gun thing going on as well, because I would have been able to kill 3 people really, really quickly. And that's how Piranha Prime works. It's a really, really fun weapon. I would recommend it to anyone who gets it. But yeah, otherwise, there's nothing too weird about this build. On the Exilus mod, that is entirely optional. The only reason why I did it is because when I was playing around with Limbo again, after the Limbo rework, I decided, you know what? Prime Sure Footer just showed up, and it's such a stupid meme mod that I'm going to put it on my friggin' Limbo. So yeah, that's why that's there. You don't need that there. Okay, you do not need that there to have a good time with Limbo. You can put on something a little bit more sensible, like Power Drift if you want to, or Speed Drift even. Oh, and speaking of Speed Drift, this is the same with the defense mode build as well. You're going to need to have Natural Talent on this build because Limbo finds himself in a similar situation as Mag before her rework, which is that his Cataclysm takes way too long to cast. Hopefully at some point he can receive the Mag treatment and actually get Cataclysm's casting duration, or casting speed, casting time rather, reduced from what I think is like 3 seconds all the way down to something like maybe 1 second, or in this case 1.5 seconds. That way I could probably take out Natural Talent and put on something like... Actually, I don't know, I'll have to think about it. I was going to say Stretch, but I already have that there. Maybe Intensify, because I actually do have the space to put on something like Intensify, and then we have 169% power strength, which would mean more damage. But in the meantime, that's like maybe just a side complaint about Limbo. Okay, cool. Oh, one thing. When would you ever use this build as opposed to, say, the defense mode build? You could use this whenever you want. That's something that I wouldn't be mentioning in the defense mode build again, but you can use this build whenever you want. It works basically everywhere except maybe energy reduction sorties, but this build would be best suited for things like extermination, defense missions, and assassination missions. I would definitely recommend the attack mode build for these 3 things, because you have to kill something, right? Yeah. There's also a good fair chance that this build is really, really effective at killing the Wolf of Saturn 6, because apparently that dude is not susceptible to any, I want to say any WarFrame abilities, but he's definitely not susceptible to status procs and crowd control, so you're going to have to use the extra damage that you're getting from Rift Torrent. That's the idea. Hopefully that works, I don't know. Okay, that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Be sure to check out the defense mode build next, because that's going to be talking about when you decide to place your Dark Magician face down. Which I don't think he can, because he requires sacrifice. Okay, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, maybe consider subscribing to the channel, and feel free to let me know what you think about the attack mode and the defense mode build. That's something I'm going to forget to say, because I actually ended up re-recording this particular video. So until next time, I'll see you guys later. Well, next time being the defense mode build, so I'll see you guys there. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.